close my Facebook. Boom! We're encoding, so yeah, let's go. Welcome to the Ilderon Tales. This is Group C, Through the Heart, Episode 5. We have a semi-full party. JJ, Taylor, and Charles are all in attendance. Sam is not this week, but we will see what comes of that next week, and we might have a new player joining us. Anyways, when we last left this group off, you guys were in the... Hey, let's move over there. You were in the port city of Dockensdale in Ilderon. You guys were sent to the city to find a set of runes that were hidden and had gone missing. In your investigations throughout the city, you found the government member who was responsible for contacting you that these runes had gone missing was found dead. While investigating her death, you found that another member of the government was set to be assassinated. You guys tracked down the assassin and found her to be a member of the Merchants of the Ruby. And you tracked her to another Merchants of the Ruby shop. The shop was Irlor's Ceremonial Weapons. And Irlor, you guys had met once before. He came and flirted with the party and bought you guys all dinner. It turns out he collects rare artifacts and pays adventurers and different guilds to go out and retrieve these things for him. You guys stepped in the process of him getting into an argument with the last guild in his employ. The last mission he sent them out on, 2 of their members died, and the guild leader was demanding an increase of pay for the artifact they retrieved. You guys agreed to work. You guys agreed to be contracted and work for Irlor. You also bought his slaves from his service. Grax Attack will be paid. The name of the guild that Lumagrax gave them will be paid 800 gold per item, and an additional 400 gold if retrieving said item includes hazards, and an additional 100 gold if one of your members dies while retrieving the item. After that, he revealed to you guys that the assassin you were hunting was hiding out inside of his shop. He told you guys he didn't like her, and that she just appeared bloodied on his in his bedroom, and that if you guys give him a moment, he was going to convince her to leave his establishment, and then you guys could take her and do whatever you want, and that he didn't want anyone in his back room. The party got into a big kerfuffle with him. Carter got arrested. You guys tried to break your way into the back room before he finally agreed to give him some time to clean up, and he'd let you through. After maybe 20 minutes or so of cleaning out his back room, he led you guys through his shop to his upper quarters where he stayed, and the party saw Andorra was in the room. She was freaking out as she had spotted Hrogny across the street, keeping a watch on her, and then the rest of the party jumped her. From there, Carter contacted the authorities, and an investigation was launched into the shop. As you guys were leaving the shop with the authorities, Lumagrax noticed, and I misquoted a piece of lore. Lumagrax noticed there was a sword that kept calling to his attention, and that sword's name is Stormbreak. And we're just gonna scroll down to artifacts, and it belonged to the Ilderon queen, Atoma. There we go. That was her name. I said Ledora, but it was Atoma. For, whatever it's worth for your guys' notes. Anyways, Lumagrax saw an ancient sword that had been missing from the texts of history for quite some time, stashed away in Irlor's back shop. He claimed he legitimately tracked down, hired adventurers to retrieve, and purchase this sword from them. And it is the real deal. A trial was had inside the Supreme Light's tower at the end of the evening, with Pax wanting to pursue the conspiracy that people are assassinating members of the Risen as possibly being related to the runes you guys need to track down. And the Supreme Light condemned the assassin to death with no further investigation. Also, before that, Lumigrax saw the Goddess of Death. She took his gauntlet. Lumigrax does not have a gauntlet. And she said that she gave that sword that he saw earlier to humanity. And she wants him to wield it in the future. Before he can wield it, though, he needs to prove himself worthy. And there is somebody roaming the city with the same brand on their arm as Lumigrax. And that Lumigrax needed to kill them. Once the Supreme Light concluded his trial, Lumigrax noticed that the Supreme Light had a similar brand on his arm as Lumigrax did. He left, and you guys were still in the courtroom. So, let's pick up there. I told myself that was going to be a quick description, but it's like super hard to like describe 3 hours in like 2 minutes.
Your quick descriptions are like 10 minutes.
I know, right? Cut my life into pieces. This is my last resort. Okay. Anyways,
no, never again.
So the scene. The Supreme Light is leaving the judging room. Lydia, the priest, and her retinue is following after him. She is pleading for him to change his sentence. He has already told you guys that it was final. This is the last thing he said last session. Lumigrax, Arabella, Rogni, Carter, Earlore, and Pax are all still in the courtroom.
I leave the courtroom. I'm a free man.
You are indeed. Carter goes to leave the courtroom. Does everybody else leave with him?
Yeah.
Okay. You guys are currently staying at the worst rundown inn outside of town.
It's cheap.
It is cheap. It is called the Brass Queen. You guys only paid for a night there, so if you guys just want to rest the night away, you can give you can pay for a second night of stay there, and that's going to be
free.
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 Roll me an intimidation check.
Oh, we're doing this?
No,
right.
I'm just saying if you choose to do that, you know there could be some jail time coming along with it, but the jail time will also be free.
Well, I mean that's another free place to sleep and a free meal. What's the downside here, Brandon?
Freedom? Question mark?
I mean, I can break my way out of a prison. I doubt they're gonna put me in a high security prison for, you know, for yelling at a owner, like a store owner or whatever, an innkeep for a free night.
Yeah, but I mean,
I'm going to high security prison.
Is it worth it, like, for one free night to rack up, you know, like a whole bounty on your head of being a wanted criminal and a little guy?
I've gone to jail for less.
Yeah.
Anyways, what I was looking up was the price for an inn stay. It is 1 gold. it is going to cost you guys 1 gold each for your stay here, and then an additional gold for food if you are not eating rations.
So 2 gold per person. God, I don't have a lot of gold myself. I'll plop out 2 gold for me, myself, and I.
All right. Welcome to second day. Hey.
Our second day in the city, guys.
It's not your second day in the city. This is your I guess this would technically count as third day, because you guys.
No, it's our second day in the city. Because the first day in the city, I went and got a necklace.
Yeah, you guys got here on 10th day, and then you rested on 10th day to 11th or to the 11th, which is the next week. 10th day is Saturday. The 11th day is first day, and that's the Sunday of the week. Today is like Monday. It is the 12th. Yeah, it's the 12th of Priestess, and it is the second day of the week.
All right. Well, since my thing should be done by now, I'm heading to Yarlord. Unless somebody else has something else we need to do, I'm heading to Yarlord.
All right. And Rogni and Lumagrax, what are you guys doing?
I'll just follow Lumagrax.
I don't know what I'm doing.
Lumagrax has 2 quests, 3 quests right now.
I've got 3 quests.
Lumagrax has 3.
Yeah,
I gotta kill someone.
Right.
Yeah, you've got to kill somebody. You have to retrieve that sword, and Irelor said he will pay you to retrieve artifacts for him.
I'm gonna. Let's see. Is the group together?
It is right now. I'm seeing what everybody's doing before I tell you guys what's happening.
I'm gonna tell them about my visit with Death, and that Death gave me a mission to kill someone.
I don't.
So you tell us that?
Yeah.
Rogni says you're fucking crazy.
I say you're. Carter says you're fucking crazy too.
I am.
The only one who's not gonna call you crazy is
No, fucking crazy, Brandon.
Yeah, well, the only one who's not gonna call you fucking crazy is going to be Pax, and she's going to chime up and say well, historically it has been recorded that Renalta interacts with mortals more than the other gods. It would be best to steer clear of whatever scheme she's trying to involve you in. The accounts I've read have never turned out well for the person in the end.
Yeah, I'm not touching this. You deal at your own quote-unquote... Well, she doesn't say it. She just does the air fingers thing. Air quotes. Death business. Keep us out of it. I'd rather not get killed or get in prison for some crazy cult nonsense.
Does Grax say anything else on that subject?
No. He's probably wants to take the advice and like try and steer clear of Death with a capital D.
Yeah, Pax, scratching her head, is gonna say, I am getting kind of frustrated that all of our leads keep ending up dead.
Almost as if someone wants it that way.
She nods and says, "Perhaps this takes more subtlety than we're approaching it with, or we've been talking to the wrong people."
Subtlety.
You've hired the wrong folk for subtlety, miss.
She shakes her head and says, "Well, no, if somebody is killing people involved, then I think I've hired the right folk for that."
If you can point out who's doing it, we can take care of them, or we can't help you find them.
Pax nods and says, "Yes, we'll just try and be more astute as we're going about our tasks within the city." She looks very pensive.
I don't know what that word means. You want to use something like dumbed down to an intelligence of 11 for me there, buddy?
Pax looks like she's she's paying attention to you guys, but she also seems kind of consumed by her own thoughts.
What if we're the murderers?
One more time?
What if we're the murderers?
Your mics just like screeched that or skirts that a little bit. I heard murderers.
What if we are the murderers?
Rodney suggests that?
No.
Okay, I was about to say, because, yeah, Pax is going to say, well, I didn't see either of you guys kill the Risen member in the tavern.
That's because I didn't want you to see me do it. I'm that good at my job.
And Lumigrax did just say he has to murder somebody, so, I mean, that's also a true statement, so...
Do I have to?
I mean, you don't have to.
I don't know
She
how
just-
God's going like that. But...
Yeah, she just said you have to prove yourself worthy. There's another person wearing your tattoo, and only one of you guys are going to get the sword.
Well, if he has to try and murder me, then I can defend myself and kill him.
She also told you that he didn't know.
What?
I said she also told Grax that, and I'm only informing you this because it's been so long. She told Grax that he didn't know. Grax asked, does the other person know what has to be done? And she said, no, I've only talked to you.
As of that moment, she only talked to him. To Grax.
Yeah, you can take it as that, or you can take it as, you know, maybe she doesn't intend to. I mean, gods don't always deal in fairness.
Okay, I'm gonna go and see the source for Grax attack and see if he's got a mission for us.
Alrighty. So Carter is the first one to leave the inn. Outside of the inn, there is an entire ensemble of there's a entire plethora of Sunyith officials.
I didn't do it.
Oh, great.
I see all of them put my hands up like I didn't do it.
Yeah, sun dancing and glistening, morning sun dancing and glistening off their golden armor, banners, knights on horseback. There is one woman in blue who steps forward and says, and looks down at Carter as he's stepping out, and says, Carter Banecaller of Red Axe.
Oh, jeez.
Yep. It's him. It's
Oh, jeez.
Rocky doesn't say that.
Maybe?
I mean, you want to roll me a deception check with disadvantage?
This deception. I'm more like nervous, like, oh god, I've been in this situation before.
Maybe. The woman pauses. Oh wait, I'm completely mistaken. I'm sorry.
22!
Yeah. As you say maybe. the woman gets off of her horse, and she's going to inspect you, and say, "Are you traveling with the dwarf? The queen requests his presence."
What did he do? Is he in trouble, or is this a good thing?
She is going to put her hands behind her back and say, "For matters that cannot be discussed in public, she has traveled to Dawkinsdale and has sent us to retrieve you."
Jeez, okay. Well,
she's going to step by you and step into the inn, pulling out her scroll a second time and saying the name out loud, just like completely moving, like that deception check was on point. Like, you know, I could be Carter if it's a good thing, bad thing. No, it's like, all right, this is just some scrub who wants money. Stepping into the inn, she says the same thing. "Carter Banecaller, the queen has requested your presence. Please step forward."
I mean, you didn't let me finish. I mean, I am Carter. I was just about to go grab something. I didn't know if I was in trouble or not. That's why I said maybe. If I was in trouble, I was about to bolt.
That's a good thing to, you know, tell a official right there. Just like, yeah, if you guys are here, I was gone. I'm out of here.
I mean, it's true. Maybe. I don't like to say I'm from Red Axe. That's why I was really concerned there for a minute, because not many people like. Well, most of my people are from Red Axe, so it was a good assumption to say from Red Axe.
She gestures towards her horse and says, "You can ride with me, or we can have you a carriage drawn."
Well, I would ride with you, but I hope to God this works. I'm a whistle and try to call Lily over to me from the stables.
No. Roll me that animal handling check. DC difficult.
DC not happened.
Yeah, you whistle. Lily, at this time is being tended to by the stable boy and is just having the best time of her life.
I bet she is. Well, I'll put a figure. Just give me a moment. I'll kind of like gently jog over, like, Lily, hurry up, come here.
All right. Walking over, you see that he is oof. What's Carter's passive perception?
Not great. 14.
14. Okay. So, Carter is going to see there is a stable boy feeding Lily. He has a basket of fruit that also has a few small pieces of meat inside of it, and she is just like sitting here, like happily accepting each piece. As he's feeding her, Carter is clearly going to see a brand on this boy's wrist, very similar to what Lumagrax was describing earlier.
I guess we're going down again.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Anyways, as you turn the corner, Lily notices you, accepting the last piece of meat out of the basket and approaching you. She swats the stable boy away.
Oh no, did she actually hit him?
No, it's just like, Carter.
I'm gonna hop on with Lily. Like, come on, girl, we got work to do.
All right. Once again,
Once
she is a trained mount, and getting her to, simply move is not a any type of check. Getting her to obey commands is.
Okay. Well, we'll jump on Lily and we're gonna ride her all the way back to the front. Like, I have one stop I need to make that I was actually about to go do before I go. That's okay.
The woman with you is going to like her whole expression is going to grimace. like twist into a grimace of just like, do you not? And she's going to say this out loud. Do you not realize the Queen has taken time out of her day to travel to Dockensdale for you?
I mean, I realize that, but I mean, if I'm gonna, I was gonna like, I just made a faction. I just got the symbol of it made. I don't have it on me. I was actually about to go pick it up.
Roll me a persuasion check. Your life down to the die.
13 again.
Yeah, the woman is going to shake her head and say, no, her time is extremely valuable. She shouldn't even be in this city, but
I understand that. You know what? That piece of jewelry, I can pick it up afterwards. Let's go.
All right. Carter and about 4 dozen Sunyith combat specialists ride off towards the city gate. The rest of the party, Pax, Arabella, Minkai, who you guys aren't going to know who that is, and, well, I guess if Lumigrax and Rogni were already outside, are going to be like watching watching this happen, and Pax is going to gesture to it and towards the leaving retinue and say, "What?"
I don't think I heard her, did I?
No, you guys haven't gotten too far away. You have heard her. You haven't gotten too far away yet.
Did?
Yeah.
I'll turn back and be like, I have a meeting with a very important person of the country. I'll be back. Keep it still going.
All right. Whatever. Rogni and Grax head to Earlore's shop, and Carter is in a processional across the city. So we'll just go ahead and boom, and purple for Carter.
I want purple.
Yes. And then the other for the rest of the group. Why do I draw orange on top of a tan map?
You know, I asked that too, but
hey, it's done. I don't need you questioning my life decisions, okay? How about
I was gonna say I don't question your life decisions. You know, fine, I'll question them all now.
All right.
Every one of them.
It's because you're autistic, Brandon.
I wasn't gonna say it.
Thank you. I greatly
welcome.
appreciate that. Oh no. Let's see. So, you guys are headed to town, so we'll handle Earlore first. You guys are going to step back into his shop. The moment you do, you are going to see that he has hired an additional guard and a new servant to replace the 3 that he lost yesterday, as Carter bought all 3 of his slaves. Standing at the door is Nylissa, the one you guys got into a battle with. And as soon as you guys step in, she's going to place a hand on the manacles around her belt and say, "Hey, no trouble this time."
Now, did I really get in a battle with her?
No, you guys did not. Carter attacked her.
I believe I did.
Yeah.
None of us are Carter.
Mm-hmm.
We're alright.
Now, what did you say?
No, Rogni said, "None of us are Carter, you're alright." As Rogni says that, she's going to relax her hand, standing by the door, and allow you guys inside. The shop today is filled with 4 other people. You guys do not recognize any of the other people. These seem only one of them seems like they really don't belong here. Otherwise, it looks like fancy little Nagian people interested in Yarlor's or Earlor's artifacts.
All right, then none of them matter to me.
Yeah, if you guys you know, want to like look at the crowd or anything like that, you know, just tell me and I will tell you guys what happens or, you know, what you're looking at. What do you guys want to do?
I want to talk to Eolor, see if he's got any missions for us.
Yes, he is talking to his new servant, and he's kind of gesturing to the people who are walking around the shop, and you see him just kind of saying different statements. As you guys approach him, he's going to be you're going to hear the tail end of his conversation, and he says, yeah, and you know, just approach people, make them feel welcome. If anything is if they're interested in anything, it's a bid, and there are no retail prices here. These items are irreplaceable, and they only go to the highest bidder at the end of each month. And as he sees you guys approaching, he smiles and says, "Grax attack!"
I smile back and said, "Hey."
He slaps the guy on the shoulder that's next to him, and says, "Old Bronlil here is going to be the hired hand to help out around the shop until I can get a few more." You guys clearly notice Bronlil is not wearing a slave's collar.
Oh, good.
Nice.
He smiles like a very wide smile and outstretches his hands and say, "So, what brings you guys back into the shop today? I only have till the end of the week to sell everything I can in here before it's closed down."
Before the shop's closed down?
He nods and says, I had ongoing bids already, so those items other customers are allowed to bid on. But the Risen, because of that trial yesterday, are going to be shutting me down and investigating all my goods and where I've acquired them from."
Okay. Well, I guess you don't
he
have...
smacks a hand on your shoulder and says, "Don't worry, I'll be back in business. There's no illegitimate gains happening here."
Sure.
Oops.
He looks at Grax, frowning, and says, "Hey, I'm an honest merchant, as honest as they come."
Grax says that he hasn't met many honest merchants, but he's glad to have met one.
Always time for firsts.
So he begins rubbing his hands and say, are you guys here to bid? Or...
Oh, I just wanted to know if you had any artifacts you needed to us find. You needed us to find.
He's going to smile. His smile going even wider than it is right now. And as he does so, he's gonna say, "Well, I did have a contract. I did have a tip come up last night. There's been some archaeology going on at the university. They might have found something."
Okay. Well, I guess you don't have...
He looks at
What?
It says just north of just north on the borders between the Shattered Lands and the Sunstretch. There are a plethora of runes from the Waking Era, but there is a 10th century Waking Era shield that belonged to the Calgarin family. It's been missing for quite some time. However, they do believe they found some runes of the Calgarins. Catacombs of sorts.
Can you draw this on the map?
Irlor, who doesn't have a map present, is going to try and describe it to the best of his ability.
He's a connoisseur of artifacts and he doesn't have a map.
Not down in his shop. But Irlor is also going to say, aren't you an adventuring guild and you don't keep a map?
Hey!
Anyways, Irlor said it's on the border between the Shattered Lands and the Sunstretch, and let me just make sure I told you guys the right names of those territories. Oop, I'm sorry, not the Sunstretch. Touch and the Shattered Lands. And that is going to be... let me not draw with yellow on this map. I'm drawing with blue cyan. That is going to be this area right here is the borderlands between those two provinces. It's going to be right there. I drew it on both maps. But he's going to say it's about it's about 2 days march southwest of the forest, or 2 days march southwest of the Alien Forest. With your guys' knowledge, that's gonna place it about right there. And he'll go on to explain, now the university is doing research in the area, but they don't have claim to any of those runes. It's when things like this are uncovered, it's pretty much finders keepers.
That seems like a good lead. I'll take this to the rest of Grax Attack and see if we want to deal with it.
Alright. I'm gonna add that to your character card. Calgarin Shield. And Shattered Lands. Irlor nods and says, yes. If you do go into those runes and you do happen to find that shield, I will happily pay for it from you to add it to my collection. I have a multitude of artifacts from the Calgarin family over the years. However, it was not one of significant historical importance. So if this one slips through your fingers, don't think that I'll be angry at you. Do know I will contact you if there is one that I desperately need for my collection.
Okay. Grax leaves.
All right. Something I forgot to have Grax do before he leaves. Go ahead, and you already know what I'm going to ask for. Roll me a wisdom save.
Oh, I love wisdom saves.
It was DC 15. You're going to fail it. Grax goes to leave. He turns 1 foot, stepping towards the door, and his next one just kind of moves on a mind of its own. He zones out for a second before he's in front of the storeroom where he last saw the sword. His hand goes for the door before Earlor finally comes to him and says, "Hey, what's my policy about the back room?"
I don't know what happened. I said it. I'm sorry.
He eyeballs Grax, moving his hand off the door. Grax feels a powerful otherworldly call to the other side of the door.
Grax asks, hey, do you know what they did with your sword?
He scratches his head and says, "A lot of people don't know that I have that here yet, so just keep it down. That item's not for sale, but they allowed me to hang on to it until they closed down the shop."
Interesting. Okay. I am going to try and leave again.
All right, roll. No, I'm kidding. Okay. Yeah. So, Grax leaves. Does Hrogni follow?
Yep.
Now, if Hrogni wants to bid on anything, you know, there are like every type of weapon she can imagine here. Ones that look like ancient and old, ones that look like pristine and magical. Like, this place is a gold mine of combat.
Well, now that you mention that, Rodney's gonna go up to Merchant Man. She's not good at remembering names, and say, "Hey, which one of these is the best at killing people?" Preferably a bow.
Preferably a bow. He is going to. He's going to gesture. Let's see if he has a bow. Actually, let me pull out my artifact card. I have a list of artifacts and then a check mark. Like, I did this forever ago. You know what this dude has been able to acquire. He is going to pull out, or he's going to lead you to a statue holding up a bow, and he's going to point to it and say, "This one is called Lilda's Song. It is it's an ancient bow from Sarai's Dawn, but I had the flax fibers of the bowstring rewoven. The shaft itself is empowered enough that it survived through the years. I don't think you'll find a better bow in all of the lands. It's currently you can currently bid on it, and the winning bid currently is 2,000 or 25,000 gold."
Her eye widens a little. That's a lot of money.
He gestures and says, "Hey, I barter to the highest, most valuable customer. You can bid in rubies if you'd like, too."
I don't have any.
If there's any other way Ragni wants to try and persuade this guy, you know, she can. He said he barters, but yeah, it is a beautiful red and white bow. It looks, while most bow shafts have to be woven of wood. It actually looks like this one has a wood core in the middle, but there's like stone that has been that the wood core has been placed into, and it's kind of like a stone harness around the bow in each area and like where the arrow would rest. You imagine drawing the bowstring back would like break the bow. However, he did tell you, like, you did ask what's good for killing, and you like, this is a master of his trade, so he wouldn't show you something that doesn't still work.
He just kind of shrugs and says, "I don't have anywhere near that much money, and I have other things to use my money for. Sorry."
He nods and says, "Of course, of course, of course. However, if you do find yourself wanting to bid on anything else, feel free."
Perhaps sometime in the future when I'm a little bit richer and a little bit... And then she just kind of cuts off and doesn't say anything.
Alright, does she just stay there looking at the bow?
Nah, she just shrugs and says, "I'll come back sometime." And she leaves.
Alright, good job you guys getting out of Earlore's shop without, causing Alyssa to have to restrain anyone.
I'm like 90% sure I would have got restrained. But
Nah, Alyssa's cool.
Yeah, the second Carter walks in, it's just like, if he's going to be in here, he needs to wear these.
Yeah. That's what I can imagine.
Oh, sorry, go ahead, Charles.
Rodney can respect a fellow mercenary.
And that she is. Alright, so, Carter is, led on a, long procession, through Dockensdale.
I bet a lot of people trying to figure out why the hell this fucking random dwarf is surrounded by like a shit ton of elite guards here.
Yes, actually, as you are, surrounded on your bear, walking down the main road, the one thing you're going to have to deal with coming into town every day is Vylarla sets up shop every day by this front gate. And the fruit merchant that you helped out on the first day you were here is going to notice Carter coming through this gate surrounded by all these Sunyeth's officials, and she's going to run up to the procession and say, "No, he's a good man. I can swear for him."
Well, I was just watching let this play out.
The woman who is currently escorting you is going to look down at her and say, "Regardless, the queen has requested his presence." She's going to look to Carter with like surprise and kind of that, "Well, you're kind of dead."
I will give that shrug like, "I don't know what I did, but help me."
Yeah, there's nothing this zero level commoner can say to, the speaker for the queen.
Oops.
Alright, so she's
prepared for this.
Yeah, she's just gonna kinda back away. Her mule, however, today is in check, so no needing to go chase after it down the street.
You know what I'm so surprised at, though?
What?
The fact that they didn't tell me I need to change or get into a certain kind of clothing or anything.
Nope.
Literally, all Carter's wearing is a pair of gauntlets, no shirt, a pair of shorts for a human, but would be pants for a dwarf, some boots, and some leather straps that hold his things like his battle axe and his shield, and still has a maul in his hand.
Yeah, the thing is, or rather, I'm sorry, yeah, and they are, just bringing you here. They say time is, short. You also know, you sent that request at the top of yesterday, and, Sky's Reach, where the Queen is located is, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 tiles away from you. So that's 9. It's a week's travel.
And she's here in a day. What the fuck?
All right.
Would I know that it's a week's travel from here, though?
I mean, yeah, Carter. I mean, Carter's looked at a map before. He wouldn't know it's exactly a week, but he's like, yeah, Sky's Reach is far away.
I'm gonna look at her and be like, so, like, I'm gonna look at the woman that came and got me. So, this might be, I don't know if it's rude to ask, how did y'all get here so fast? I know I sent a letter about asking for the Queen's aid or whatever yesterday, and she's here already? That was A, fast, B, surprising, and 3, very gracious. I was thinking I was going to get summoned there.
Yeah, I actually misspoke, but that's probably right, like how Carter would react. The woman is going to respond and say, we received your letter on the evening of the 10th of Priestess from the risen Lidora. The Queen herself has a personal court mage assigned to her, trained in the highest accolades that the university can offer.
Well, that magic stuff goes over my head 90% of the time, so I'm just gonna put it to awesome person with magic got an awesome person here really quick. That's how my brain's gonna put that together. Gotcha.
All right, so as you are led through the rest of the city, the rest of this procession proceeds without incident. That was the only person brave enough to approach. Everybody else is like, whatever. I'm not sticking my neck out for that dude. I don't even like him.
I was hoping that's a very, very astute assumption. I was thinking maybe an assassin would try to stab me 47 times on the way there. I don't know.
Alright, so Carter is led to there are two sides of the city. There's the sun side and the shadow side. I'm pretty sure this is your guys' first time on the sun side of the city.
And we've spent a lot of time in the shadow side, and I got told to probably stay out of the shadow side.
Yeah, because it's dangerous. Anyways, immediately once you get over, let's go back to Dockensdale. Once you get over the bridge to the other side of the city, the whole flavor of this area changes. There's no more Risen members patrolling the streets. Where there isn't a patrol, it's occasionally a Sun Yith combat specialist. But this side of the city, it seems that the church has a lot more power than on the other side of the river. You are led into Anthalar of Dantouch. This cathedral stretches. This cathedral stretches into the sky. There is an entire courtyard around it and grounds. As you're walking through these grounds, you can see in the distance there are groups of people on different parts of these sectioned off lawns that it looks like lessons are happening. There's a small stage and people teaching these small groups of people. It doesn't appear that there is any type of fee or charge for this, as you can see in the distance of the courtyard, people are just coming off of the streets and occasionally coming and sitting down at these open sessions and just listening and learning. Carter is led into the interior of Anthelar. This whole place, and I probably should have prepared this. Let's see. We're gonna go to. I'm gonna move you guys to Sky's Reach real quick, just because this is how this temple is structured. Anthelar is one of the 6 great cathedrals. There is a large why am I drawing in black on black? Crime's messed up, man. There's a large outdoor area that goes entirely in every direction around the cathedral. And then there is a interior upper area where more important worship ceremonies would happen, and then this large amphitheater area where everybody can come in and attend. Anthelar, the difference between that one and this one, that upper area for Anthelar is like an entire temple in itself. While this whole structure is the temple, this one doubles down, and there is a Narthenex leading into here, and inside you can see what would be more of a traditional chapel, and then 3 floors that all overlook this large stained glass of the goddess Lilia that faces where the sun would rise. As you are led into here, occupying this central chamber is only the queen and her retinue of Sunyith guards. There is a dressed similar to the woman escorting you. There is another woman in blue standing next to the blonde-haired queen. Carter is, well, you would of course have to get off your bear outside. As you step into the central part of the chapel, their group walks forward to meet Carter's group halfway. And before any words are exchanged, the woman that is standing next to you, it's that stupid thing. Here we go. She is going to step forward and say, may I introduce to you the Most High Sky Queen of Ililnagai, Saray Elevhal, of the bright flame of our beacon nation, risen from the preparation of grace, and joined the prep at on the shore, from the town of North Shore. The woman that we never showed her picture. The woman that joins you in conversation is dressed in an elegant golden and blue dress, and at her side is a woman dressed in blue robes. She has a large tome, the size of a backpack, strapped to her back. It is worth noting the person that has been escorting you is dressed in the blue guard uniform of the Risen of Discipline, and she is sporting a sword. Sarai steps forward and looks down at Carter and says, you are not as noble as I thought you would be. Is that all Carter says? Is JJ still there?
I had myself muted, so I can...
Oh, okay. Yeah, if you had said anything, I did not hear you.
Yeah, not really. I didn't say anything. I was just
Okay.
I'm over here like, I don't know what to say. Thank you.
As Carter is as Carter's like floundering for words, she's going to start pacing back and forth, and say, "I received your letter from Ledora. Well, I didn't receive, but my court received it. I have a special system set that they bring any letters addressing the topic of slavery to me. As I want the country to know, I am no friend of the slave traders of the merchants of the Ruby.
Nor am I.
That's
why I'm. That's why I kind of asked for your assistance, and part of the reason why I came to this country."
She nods as she's walking back and forth and says, "Yes, I have read Ledora's letter several times over. That is why I see it fit to grant you the blessings of starting your guild and the necessary funds for getting it off the ground."
Well, damn.
Carter's gonna just like joy just flashes over Carter at this point. Like he's over here like, "Oh my god!"
What's the guild even about, anyhow?
But this guild is going to be basically a spearhead against the merchants of the Ruby to basically to force them to abolish slavery, because they're the only real reason why slavery really exists within the countries. And they have basically kind of like a super bank housed in this town that we're in currently. So I'm going to start a guild here and basically spearhead into that at some point. And show them that we don't fuck around. Carter's just still flustered. He's like, oh my god, I don't know what oh my god. I wasn't expecting this at all.
Yeah, as Carter is still looking for words, she is going to be pacing back and forth still and say, "I have tried several times in the past to civilize this barbaric trade, but each way it goes belly up. So every chance I get to plant an additional ally in this city, I take it."
Well, I know this is going to sound weird. Sometimes you need a little barbaric ways to stop other barbaric ways. I know that sounds weird, but I only know this because I have done a lot of barbaric things in my life. And, well, the best thing I know to deal with this type of things is two things: money and money. Wait, that's the same thing.
She can, or rather, she's going to pull out a small scroll from her waist, which is a transcribing of the letter. It is in the most elegant artisan script that Carter has seen. It is written in common, though.
I can read it.
Yeah. It is the letter that Ledora transcribed for you. And she says, "Please, I'm not talking about anything as far as murdering and coaling the streets of slavers." She mentioned that
I will not admit to doing that at all, okay? I'll put that on the table now. I will never in my life have I ever done that.
That Carter says that?
Yes.
Okay. And she's going to say, yes. I know. Your letter read that you wish to form an organization that denounces the policies of slavery and works towards the removal.
Yes.
She nods and says, becoming a political voice inside of Dockensdale is difficult, and it's going to draw eyes on you. Eyes that will try and kill you. My funding will go to ensuring that you are properly suited and have the security to work on these public policies without the fear of assassins looming over your shoulders.
That's not my fear. My fear is the people that do decide to side with my guild is not going to have a place to stay or anything to outfit themselves with. I'll be 100% honest. I am not this noble person with a noble cause. I am a person that comes from this life. I used to be a slave back in Red X. I was freed, and this has been my life to get rid of this. I have done disgusting, unnoble, and vile things in my life. People coming after my life, not a problem. I'm not worried about that. It's the people that decide to side with me in this cause is who I'm worried about.
Carter, with that very weird diplomacy, confusing me, she's going to ask you, you're worried about your allies?
More than myself, yes.
Their safety or their motives?
Both.
She's going to nod and say, I have had issues with the past of people siding with this cause just to try and get in my good graces. I imagine you will have a wealth of those. However, that's why I will not tie myself to your organization. I
don't ask you to. I just ask for the aid because this type of thing is something that me alone is not going to be able to, in my lifetime, well, what's left of my lifetime, whatever that is not going to be able to get this up and running by myself. I don't have wealthy allies that are willing to donate to this cause at all.
Alright.
That's why I asked you, just long shot in the dark.
She is going to, what's this lady's name? She's going to look to Talrai and or she's going to look to the lady who escorted you here. And before I speak out of the side of my face, let me look up one thing in the DMG. What, speaking out the side of my face?
Yeah, that's a feat, man. You only got one mouth and it's like in the front.
Alright, let's
talking out of your ear.
109. Well, that is 100% not the thing I needed. And let's see, 128. Hey, there we go. Alright. She is going to say, Talrai, decree that 19,000 sea coins be moved out of the Queen's vault for the eye of the Magtiff. The funds are yours to do with as you please. However, I will ensure they come with a guard that is loyal. I will also have a member of the Risen assigned to be your personal scribe for the guild.
All right. I was actually going to say, if you hadn't, I was going to ask if you would have rather liked to put one of your trusted members as one of the one of your more trusted people as a member, like a makeshift member of the guild, so they can kind of keep an eye and it's still keeping you informed of what's going on. This way you know for a fact there's no me trying to take advantage of you or your gracious donation that you just gave. This would be absolutely all to the cause.
Is Carter asking for one of her servants specifically?
No, I'm asking, I'm just saying, like, if she had, like, I'm telling her if she wants to do that, just so she has, like, that extra low insurance, she can do it. I'm 100% fine with it.
Yeah, she is going to look to Talrai and say, I will send her by from time to time to check in on you. But
fine.
as it stands already, I've lost too many people.
That's fine, I can understand.
She nods to her court. She nods to her court mage and says, "We must return to Sky's Reach. Our business here is done. Last night he wasn't guilty. He's also the guy that Lumgrax probably needs to kill."
Oh, that guy! Why can't I? Okay, I'm just gonna put...
You guys also know his daughter, too. Lydia Solemn has
How do
been...
you spell this? It's S-O-L-E-M, right?
S-O-L-E-M-N.
N.
She has been helping you guys with your investigation.
Alright, well, I can...
She was one of the reasons why Carter's trial happened so quickly. The woman begins drawing a circle on the ground with a large piece of charcoal. After a minute of this, she casts a spell without using the spell book. The circle she drew lights up. Talrai, the court mage, and Sarai flash into light and disappear.
And with that, Carter then suddenly faints because he just realized he didn't just talk to the queen, he just had 19,000 sea coins, whatever the hell that is, transferred into the guild, and his dream is starting to become a reality, and he's like, oh my god, and fainting.
Yeah, by the way, as this is happening, there is a Risen member scribbling behind Carter that was with these Sunyeth guards.
Just pass the hell out. Just, yeah. Mac. What is today's date in game?
Today is the 12th of Priestess.
Priestess. There we go. Okay.
What you are going to figure out is she gave you the bare bones of what you need.
Bare bones is more than enough. I just need... Oh god, I gotta figure out what all I need. Oh
god! We can discuss that after the session, and I can send Carter some options.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah, but you'd either be, you know, buying... you'd be buying a pre-built property somewhere inside the city or outside the city. And then, probably, you know, staffing it with people. And I'll give you an option of Risen members too. So.
Oh, word. Okay. Awesome.
You don't get an option of who's guarding the gold they're giving to you.
Me.
There's like a combat specialist there, you know, it's just like, yeah, I've trained my entire life to, you know, do this and serve the Carter's
I guarantee that combat specialist is a lot better at fighting than I am.
Mm-hmm. Like Carter's like, leave, I'm guarding this.
Nah. If I know now that I know that she's there, like helping protect me and this buddy, yeah, it's 100% okay.
Alright, otherwise, the rest of the party left Yarlor's shop. What's everybody doing? You guys gonna reconvene at the Brass Queen?
Well, I still need to go to Yarlor and get my
yeah, Earlore's shop. The other party left Earlore's shop, but yeah, getting your commission items from Yarlor.
Yes.
By the time you get to Yarlor's shop, he will have them finished.
Alright.
It was 60 gold for you had I'm pretty sure you only had one of these commissioned, right?
Yeah, I only had one and I paid it up front.
Yeah, okay. And then he said he can produce you more in the future once he has the mold made.
Yeah.
I am not gonna roleplay Yarlor out if you're just, picking up the stuff and leaving.
Yeah, no, I'm just picking it up and leaving. Still kind of flustered here, like, oh my god, this happened. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. I talked to a queen, holy shit.
So everybody is gonna reconvene at the tavern, or did you guys have any place else you wanted to meet inside town?
I think the tavern would probably be the smartest idea. I think we all know that.
Alright, welcome welcome back to the slummiest, literally, the slummiest place inside.
I literally just came from, like, the most fancy place I have ever been in my life to the slummiest place back in my life.
Yeah. This is a pretty decent this is a pretty decent tavern, like the Brass Queen, but decent in Dockensdale is awful. This is, one of, like, the top 4 richest cities in the world. Maybe top 3. I'm gonna actually have to go through and look at that. But anyways, welcome back to the Brass Queen. There are a bunch of the patrons here, as it gets to midday, are super drunk, and lots of them are heavily armed mercenaries, much like you guys, just, staying on the outskirts of the city. And of course they have that special drink here that smells like cinnamon and people are getting high off of. It bubbles and it's
awful.
Yeah, it tastes awful, smells like cinnamon, and gives you hallucinations.
Carter's
like, I can't do drugs anymore.
No, that's not what I was gonna say. I can still do drugs.
Guild leader, drug. Yeah.
It's kind of like I can't say that anymore. I need to find Lily food, like a lot of it, because she eats like a fucking bear.
Yeah,
because she is a bear.
Lily's rations are going to go up for the day too.
That's so, fat fucking bear. How much is it gonna cost to keep Lily fed? Like, hopefully.
I am about to see right now, because the kid that was feeding her was definitely feeding her higher quality food than she should have been eating.
Asshole.
Hey, she liked it.
I bet she did, the fat fuck.
Alright, Lily eats you out of 4 gold.
Oh, that's not bad. Not as bad as I was thinking it was gonna be.
Well, if you had a horse, the difference between a normal mount of, like, what you would have had and what she ate you out of would have been 2 silver.
It's still not that bad. It's not as bad as I was thinking it was going to be. I was thinking it was going to be like 10, 20 gold. I was about to say, son of a bitch.
Yeah, I mean, she, like, out-ate 30 times the amount of, like, a normal mount. Something close to that.
Considering the fact it's a freaking bear.
It is a monstrous bear.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, the whole party is together. You guys have lots to share with each other.
Guys, I met the queen! I met the fucking queen!
You gonna pay us more?
No?
If she isn't paying us, I don't care.
Mm-hmm.
It's the fucking queen of the country!
Yeah, Pax.
Congrats.
Yeah, Pax is gonna ask. Did you inform her about the missing runes we're looking for?
Fuck no! Why would I? Oh, yeah. Whole reason we're here.
Yeah, Pax is gonna pinch her eyebrows and say, if the Archblight really has broken through the inner sea, we need to get to the bottom of this to determine if any nation's at risk or not.
No, I'm saying that I met the Queen.
Arabella is going to seem legitimately excited for you, as Arabella loves bumping shoulders with the important.
I bet she does.
I'm sure she does.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god. That's crazy. I've never met a queen before.
Taylor, if you're talking, your mic is muted. Mic is still muted. Taylor's dead.
It's all dead. Everything's dead.
Say what now?
Oh, I said if you were talking, your mic is muted. The party has met up, and you guys are sharing stuff that you learned throughout your day.
Okay. I tell them about the quote-unquote mission. That for the shield.
Okay. People are also staring at Grax too.
People are staring at me.
Mm-hmm.
Grex. While you're here, that's the stable boy here has that little thingamabob on his arm that you were telling us about.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
We need a. Wow. Where is he?
I don't know. Just know he was a stable boy here.
Okay. Well, that's the person that DEATH wanted me to KILL.
As you say that,
words to me because I can't spell worth a damn. Okay.
Well, see, actually, it's funny because Pax has the complete opposite reaction to that and says, "Do you think we're children? Just because you're spelling, we can't." Oh, like interrupted by Carter's remark.
Okay, like I can't fucking. I can read, okay, but damn it, if you just say a bunch of letters at me, damn it, I don't know what you're saying. It's like nothing to me.
That's the person that Death wants me to kill.
Oh, see, why did you have to say the letters of that? Freaking Okay. Well, it's a stable boy, so I don't think you're really gonna need me to help with that. I'm not gonna say don't do it, but I'm also gonna say don't get caught doing it.
Okay.
Make sure I don't get connected to it.
How is that? How is Carter saying this?
I don't know, with words maybe.
Okay.
Well,
I was asking if he was
down here.
No, I was just asking if he was like expressing anything or making a scene or gesturing or something.
No, I'm just kind of like saying if you're gonna, like I'm kind of like waving my finger, like if you're gonna do it, I'm not gonna say not to, but if you're gonna, make sure I don't get connected to it. Like,
Hey, Taylor.
Yeah.
Well, I gotta look at Lemongrax's perception. As long as it's not negative, hey, look at you. So, as Carter's waving his finger at you, Grax is gonna see a similar brand on Carter's arm.
Say what?
As Carter's waving his finger at you, Grax is going to see a similar brand on Carter's arm.
oh,
Pretty friends computer, mashallah.
Sounds like that's not my problem.
Would I not notice this thing?
It does not compute.
I
Does
mean,
not compute.
yeah, you probably wouldn't be paying it any attention.
My
It's
passive not notice this?
Yeah, it's on the underside of your arm. If you see Grax staring at your arm and you look down, yeah, you see it too.
Wait, like, arm, like, is it past my gauntlet arm?
Yes.
Okay.
So there are multiple people with that symbol.
The fuck? I was trying rubbing it, like,
And as far as I know, I just have to kill one of them.
the fuck is this? I didn't get this tattoo.
Yeah, just let Carter store it in the dark, then problem solved.
I did not get this tattoo. Why do I have this?
Does Carter start rubbing his arm openly?
Yeah, I'm like rubbing it, like, what the fuck is this?
Pax is going to look at it and inspect it, and she's going to look to Grax and say, "What exactly did she tell you?"
Stuff.
That's beautiful. If Lumigrax can't remember, he can roll a history check. It has been like 3 weeks since our. Oh my gosh, it's almost been a month since you guys played.
Nah.
But it's only been a day in D&D time.
Yeah, I know, right?
Damn them D&D times.
Oh, I got a 3.
You're right. It has been a day, so I'm gonna allow that with advantage.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank
Grax.
God.
Yeah, Grax is, trying to. He can't remember the specifics of his conversation, but he does remember. He does remember her saying, one of you guys are going to have to prove yourselves worthy of, the other person who has the mark.
So we both have the mark, and there's a kid that has a mark, and then there's a judge that has the mark.
Yes.
What if all these marks are fake marks, and someone has the real mark somewhere, and you have to find out who the real mark is?
Pax is going to lean back and shrug and say, historically, she is known to play tricks.
It's like having an assassination contract, and the assassin has a twin brother. That shit's annoying, because you gotta figure out who's the real one you gotta drop, and then suddenly the job gets messy, you accidentally drop both of them, and then you don't get the contract back. I'm not supposed to stop talking.
Yeah, I was going to say,
a little
Pax starts grimacing and saying, "Can we not talk about assassinations while you're in my employ?"
What? I don't do it anymore. Well, not often. Well, not ever. Not since I've been employed with you.
Was there good money in it?
Yeah, it's good money. I didn't get the money, but I was if I had done the job right, I would have got the. I feel like Pax is just sitting there like, oh my god.
Yeah. Pax is going to look to Arabella and say, well, if you guys have things you need to do throughout the city before we depart, I definitely don't mind spending a day or two inside of Dawkinsdale with her. I mean, all of our leads are dead.
Well, I mean, don't we... What was it we were supposed to do again? Pax? I've forgotten completely. We got here and then so much stuff's happened and I don't even know why I was
literally
tired.
2 days have passed since you guys have been in Dawkinsdale. It is a massive city. Pax is going to say to you guys, there was a ship. There were 2 ships that broke through the Nazaram blockade. That belong. Those ships belong to the Archflight. in the simplest term, they are the worst. They are the worst of the undead that you'll ever meet. Nazaram exists solely to prevent them from spreading out over the world as a plague. They broke through our inner sea blockade, and one of those ships crashed ashore on Alil Nagai's shores. The wreckage was recovered. The ship was empty, however, and Nazaram got a full report of everything recovered from the ship. A Risen member wrote my boss saying there were items recovered from the ship that weren't listed on the original report. My boss sent me here to investigate it, thinking that some level of corruption had taken either the government or Nazaram, and not to make a scene as doing it. When we got here, that Risen member that wrote us was dead. The items were temporarily in Nazaram's vault, but they are missing. And then that second
the
Risen...
items you keep saying are runes?
She nods. And the...
So we need a rune detector.
Yeah, and she says that second Risen member was also murdered in our presence, or killed in our presence.
What she know? I thought she just kind of like went to sleep and then came back alive. Type two.
Yeah, Pax like nods her head like agreeing with you, but like the semantics like side to side of just attempted assassination in our presence.
There you go. Yeah, all our leads are dead. We gotta figure something out.
Pax is gonna say, well, I can spend the day with Arabella in the city, because, I mean, who doesn't want to have a day in Dockensdale? And I can try and I can try and find that.
Get laid.
Yeah, I can try and find that other Risen member that survived the attack, and maybe just question if she knew anything about Linus. Before Carter says anything, Arabella says Linus is the lifeite of the Risen that was killed, that originally wrote us.
You mean Boxwhite's girl?
She grimaces and nods and says, yes, Boxwhite's girl.
Yeah, see, like, it's easier to remember people how they died.
I'm laughing, but, yeah.
Jesus, or not Jesus, but appropriate local white god person.
Some things are just more memorable ones. Finding a girl stuffed in a box of rice in a Nazaram vault is a little more memorable than her damn name. Let's be honest here, guys.
Yeah, essentially, Pax told you guys she'll solve her story, and you guys can do what you need to do in town as long as you're able to protect her when the time comes.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna find like a guild, I'm gonna be buying a place in town. But if we need to do something, like y'all need to do something, I can help. Before I go house hunting, I guess is the word for it.
What can I do in the city for money?
Suck dick.
It is Dockensdale. You can. This is the second largest port city in the world. If you want to do anything to make money, you can probably find it here. You know, if you want to go gambling, if you want to do security work, you want to hunt bounties, you know, Irlor said he'll pay you guys to grab items for him. You can work at the docks. There is a gladiatorial ring, however, that one is not as, you know, not as spectacular and sparkly as the other ones in other nations, as it's not a big thing here. There's
But
river
does it
work.
pay well?
Everything pays well if you find the right people. So just I'm gonna drag you guys back over to the world map. Alright, there we go. You guys get there. Okay. You guys are in this city right here that I circled in yellow on the map on the left. That is essentially the center of the world. So, like, you guys are at the center of all culture. Like, if it exists, you can probably find it here.
Let's get drunk! No.
That also exists here. I'm sorry, I had to mute my microphone for a second.
For what, getting drunk?
No, $5 nacho fries.
Exist here? Fucking... getting drunk doesn't exist in this land. I don't want to be here anymore.
No, getting drunk does exist here. Getting drunk in ways you cannot possibly, like, fathom exists here. Carter got drunk and high on... it's, like, literally his first day, first drink here. And that says something, because dwarves are immune to... are, like, resistant to poison.
Resistance to poison, we get advantage against poison.
What type of work would Frogny want to do for money? There's this new guild I heard about starting in town called the Eyes of the Magtiff that, just got a wealthy Grant, would probably be looking to hire some guild members.
He just got 19K of a grant.
I mean, if he's fine with me not being there permanently and only being there for a lot of money, that's cool.
No, not okay with that, actually.
How's Rogny feel about slave busting? What's Rogny feel strongly about?
And is happy with slave busting, but she cares more about money right now.
Alright.
Like, slave busting is like the #1 priority.
Yeah, she gets higher priorities.
Brax Attack is all about killing kids and going and grabbing items.
Killing kids, old ladies, and getting stuff.
And getting paid.
The priorities aren't Queen of the Kingdom high, but she has her priorities.
Okay. But yeah, you guys can pursue whatever you like. I would just personally like it if you pursued it together. Dockensdale once again is a large city, and doing individual things for everybody will destroy the rest of the time of this session.
I did what I needed to do, and
Bounty hunting that well, riding. I can go shoot people.
we can do that. I'm fine with that. We can. I know a great place to where we could probably go find a bounty. Good.
We're not going to your guild.
That's not what I was talking about, but we'll probably start doing those too. I was actually talking about the going to the blood fog.
The what?
The blood fog.
Oh, the Bloody Fog? Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
the bloody fog. Go there and talk to Rudy. See if she's got.
Yeah,
any.
you guys do kind of owe them a little bit of a favor. That tip on Andorra was, well, I mean, they haven't came through with the person yet for Pax to hire.
Yeah, exactly. I'm gonna owe him a favor. Pax owes him a favor.
that's one way to do it right there.
I don't owe shit.
Alright, so Carter and Rogny head to the Bloody Fog, and then Grax follows behind him, like stalking Carter with his greatsword. Just gotta kill him, man.
This wall of meat can dry.
Taylor, you there?
Taylor. Yes, I'm here.
Does Lumagrax want to try and persuade anybody to help him kill a kid?
Kill a kid.
I think Grax has enough self-esteem that he can kill a kid by himself.
That's even worse. Hey, you want to help me murder a child?
All right. The rest of your party.
Oh, yeah, I got it.
Pax, Jax, and Arabella are heading off to follow up with the Risen member. Carter and Hiragni are going to look for bounties from the Bloody Fog. You want to follow them, or is there anything Grax wants to do?
I'll follow them.
Alrighty. So, your NPCs will tell you guys what they learn when they get back. You guys head back to the Bloody Fog's side of town. They stay on Father. Oh, hey, we're not even on the city. They're on Father Way. And they control that small neighborhood right on that peninsula. I've headed back down there. There is still that beggar keeping lookout on the corner. As you guys, oh, well, I probably should just describe the whole thing for you guys since it's been so long. You guys walk down Father Way. And we'll do this one with a,
We're not on the, on Docking Dell screen.
Well, see, I am, so that's all that matters. Anyways, you guys, walk to, Lesser Father Way, however you get there. It is, definitely a way. And once you're in this neighborhood, things on this island are tightly compacted. You can see you can hear the docks in the distance. The street where you guys found the Phoenix, just looking, the Vanishing Phoenix. Here we go, boom. Yeah, the street where you guys found the Vanishing Phoenix, there is a small alleyway smashed like between two buildings, and there's the beggar with all of his pots stacked up sitting there that you guys saw before. As you approach the alleyway, the beggar nods to each of you guys as you know you are kind of welcomed as friends over here. Stepping into the Vanishing Phoenix, it is a tavern smushed in this alleyway. It looks like an abandoned temple that has been repurposed. Most temples in Ililnagai are open affairs, with lots of light being able to shine in from the wall-less buildings, as the entire country is very temperate. However, this temple, which started as something similar, the buildings propping up on each side of it have given it its own walls. No sunlight hits inside of this place, and it is lit by torchlight on pillars. And there are the plethora of circular tables all littered throughout here. As you guys step in, let me roll you a percentage die of...
It just hit me never mind.
What hit you?
Just hit me what kind of bounties they do. And what kind of lifestyle I'm trying to live now, and where I just took us to find a bounty. Old habits die hard, man.
All right. So the today, in the center of the bar, as last time, there were a couple. There were a duo of maidens dancing here. There is a bard reciting poetry, in the middle of the Bloody Fog headquarters. Most of this room is dark.
Do I see Rudy anywhere?
You aren't going to see Rudy. You are going to see her bodyguard, her heavily armored bodyguard, standing over a table on the far side of the tavern, nearest to the bar. You can assume she's probably behind him.
I'll walk up, be like, "Hey, Rudy! Rudy! Where are you, Rudy?"
She is in council with somebody. As you walk up to the table, the person at the table is crying, and it is a red-headed young boy. Rudy looks over to you with a smile and says, the Nazaram mercenaries are back.
I wouldn't call myself that. Hey, Rudy, we're looking for a little bit of work. You got any work? Any bounties?
The kid who's crying at the table, she looks over to him and says, "Next time, watch who you pickpocket. Beat it." He nods and gets up and leaves the tavern.
What did you do? Cut his hand off or something? What the hell?
Rudy is going to shake her head and say, No. We planted stuff on him, but doesn't matter. He owes us now.
You planted some... Jesus Christ. It's a kid.
And she nods and says, and he'll be a useful street urchin when the time comes.
Whatever. Back to my question. You got any work we can do? More than likely that doesn't involve us getting caught by the cops?
She gestures to the other side of the table and says, please, sit. We're friends now. Friends don't just discuss business like this.
I'm just here for business. I'm not trying to get drunk. Trust me, I'll come back a different time to get drunk.
She's going to lean back in her chair and say, I heard you had a processional with the Sun Yith earlier today.
Rodney looks at him a little... Really now?
Sure did.
She's also going to say, and yesterday you guys come in and you're chasing leads about Risen members being killed, and as sure as the sun sets, the Queen sends her personal Risen guard into town, with you at the forefront of the procession next to her.
I'm a very likable guy.
She crosses her legs, still like sitting down in her chair, and says, Carter, I had no idea you had connections.
I don't. That's the thing. You're about the biggest connection I have right now. That's why it took me by surprise too. I literally just walked out the front door, and then suddenly I had all sorts of guards just out in front. And I was like, I didn't do it, but they took me anyways.
She nods and says, "So, what did you discuss with them?"
Oh, things and stuff, and all sorts of weird things. I told you that the Do you remember the name of the thing I told you the last time I was here about?
She's gonna roll a insight check and say you were rambling on about something about eyes.
Oh, come on, you gotta remember.
Of her guard is going to huff through his faceplate and say, "Eye of the Magtiff."
There you go. See, he remembers, Rudy. How could you not?
She nods and says, "I just deal with so many people on a day-to-day basis." Yes.
True. Well, we were talking about that and other things, and I got confirmation that my guild is now becoming an official one. I don't know why all those guards need to be there to tell me that information, but that's what I was told.
Ah, you're starting a guild. That's great.
Yes.
It's always good to see new factions emerge in Dawkinsdale. I suppose I could help you recruit.
I might take you up on that offer. I might not.
Oh
I don't
my
know.
god.
and plant.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like,
Yeah.
I might take you up on that offer. Might not. Don't know. We'll see. I'll keep that in my back pocket.
Ragni looks at just looks at the dwarf next to her. Is this the only place to get bounties?
Well, we could probably go to the, I don't know. I don't know the city very well. Like, well, let me rephrase that. Do I know the city, like, decently?
No, you have an idea of Dawkinsdale, but,
yeah.
yeah, it's...
Probably.
Yeah, you could ship things, smuggle things in here, but, I guess the philosophy for Carter in the past, you know, as a smuggler, would be like, why everybody else is doing it? There's no profit to be made. You know, it's better to go to, like, smaller towns and, things that, you know, not everybody's at.
Yeah, see, I don't really know the town. I just came here because I thought Rudy would have had, like, bounties.
Rudy's gonna nod and say, you want things that aren't, going to, you want things that aren't going to get you, arrested. I've got several of those.
Yeah, let's look at those.
She, leans forward and says, currently, my friends here at the Bloody Fog, there are 4 people that lead us. The last time I looked at the roster, it seems like it's a good time for it to be a good time to have 3 leaders. 4 voices is so many.
So, Rudy, I understand what you're trying to say here, right? But doing that would probably get me arrested.
Yeah, she shakes her head and says, no, Anrai is a known extortionist, and we don't do things like that.
So like, if I were to... I'm gonna look at Haragni. Would you rather a live or dead type of contract? Like, are you keen to just kill them, or are you keen to, like, lock them up and then take them to authorities?
You're asking Ragni?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Oh, you're asking Ragni?
Yeah. Would you rather contract where we can kill them, or would you rather contract where we need to take them alive?
Ragni doesn't care. As long as it pays and we aren't selling our souls.
Okay, well, we'll try to take them alive, and if that doesn't work.
Rudy is going to nod and say, well, he's he's contracted, or he's extorted one too many members of the government, and it's starting to catch up with him. And
So
all of
is
his
there like a bounty? Like, is there a contract out for him publicly, or is this like a contract?
she nods and says, there is, but he's using our resources to hide himself. This isn't information I'd willingly give just any bounty hunter, but information
Okay, well.
I'd give a friend of where to find him.
Oh, lay it on me, Rudy.
She's going to say just outside the city walls. We've dug ourselves a nice little safe house, a small dungeon of sorts. It's outside.
No,
Oh, go ahead.
no, keep going. Keep going.
Oh, it's outside the jurisdiction of the Risen, and it's decently fortified, and only those who know to ask for it can even locate it.
Mm. I'm guessing inside is just him, or is it like multiple people? And if it's multiple people, are we gonna have to fight our way there? You know what? I don't care if we have to fight our way through it. But is there? I'm guessing it's trapped out the ass.
She is going to nod and say, it's secured. I can give you our designs of the building when we first made it, but who knows how he's adjusted it.
And the designs, mines. Let's go. Let's go. Get a body. Let's go, Haragni. Let's go get a body.
Do you know if he has any swords in his employ?
Probably.
She's going to start blushing and say he took a large amount of our resources when he went into hiding. It's one of the reasons why we want this handled subtly, because if you can kill the traitors that he took with him, but he may have hired more with the money and gold that he has.
Awesome. Let's go have a bloodbath. Let's go have a bloodbath.
As you guys storm out happily, before you leave the table, she's gonna add and say, the 3 remaining leaders will see that you're generously compensated.
Like you said, I'm not going to get in trouble for doing this by the law, am I?
She shakes her head and says, no, he has a bounty out on him.
I'm going to insight check that.
Alright, go ahead and roll it.
I'm just quadruple checking it. Well, jeez, I did not read shit.
I mean, he has a bounty. She didn't say if it was alive or dead.
That's what I'm saying, like...
Well, maybe we can go see who has the other bounty on him and we can get double paid.
Yeah, let's do that. Let's go find... we'll go to... I'm guessing... Where was that place that I got taken to?
Anthalar?
No, not that. When I was, in trial.
Oh, you got taken to, Supreme Lights... I'm sorry, you got taken to Iman Watch. The massive tower in the middle of the city.
They probably would. I know if they handle like things like that. Like,
oh yeah, that's the head of the government here.
Okay, yeah, then we could head there and just double check that. Did she tell us his name?
She did not. Oh yeah, she did. She did. She did. She said Anrai.
Anrai. Let me write that down.
Anrai. Anrai.
Okay, yeah, I got it. Can we just say instead of like role playing that all out, for the sake of time that we go there and figure out if it's
Yeah,
wanted or
definitely.
not.
You guys do. He is wanted alive. However, as you guys are there talking to the Risen members, he's wanted alive for the information he knows. The bounty is 200 gold.
We can do that, and she just said that. Okay, I'm gonna. Yeah, I'm saying this as we've left, and I'm guessing she told us where to find that thing.
Yeah. Rudy was definitely implying you guys should kill him.
Oh yeah, I bet she was implying that, but I mean, not a problem.
Alright, making friends and betraying them instantly.
I'm not betraying him. I said we were taking him dead or alive, and she was emphasizing he should die, but
Yeah.
I mean, doesn't mean that. Don't mean I have to kill him.
Alrighty. I don't have this dungeon entirely rolled up, because it wasn't the one I expected you guys to go to.
Bet it wasn't. What was the one you expected us to go to?
Lumagrax's dungeon.
Olivax had a dungeon? Jesus.
Yeah, Earlore, told him where to retrieve a shield from.
Huh.
Yeah, so do you guys mind if we end here for the night, or is there anything else you want to do, like, leading up into this? And then I'll have this ready for us, next session? Alrighty. Good session tonight. Keep things, pumping. There was a lot of places for you to... Oh, hey! Well, you know, we'll handle Lumagrax next session, because he's traveling around with you guys. I was gonna say, did Lumagrax kill that kid?
No. Taylor, did you kill that kid?
Oh, snap!
I didn't know what kid to kill. I threw the bomb.
The stable boy.
I killed every stable boy in the city.
Okay, so yeah, Lumagrax has proven himself worthy then. An onslaught of stable boys.
That's awful.
Yeah, let's see, what...
Do I get extra experience for that?
No, you don't.
Aww.
Well, you will when you eventually complete the quest. Lumagrax seen multiple people had marks. He has not, it is definitely a, it's definitely a riddle she's given you. And Lumagrax has not solved that yet, but you're on the track to.
Do you know what Lumagrax's intelligence is?
Probably like 8.
6.
It is 11.
Hey, you're right there with me.
Alright, Taylor, put yourself in the shoes of an immortal god of death who gets bored of her job. You know,
Oh, yeah. That's easy.
who's the best person to play pranks on? And, you know, it's just like, hey, solve this crossword puzzle. Are you going to give it to, you know, Albert Einstein, or are you going to give it to Honey Boo Boo?
Hey, Honey Boo Boo is actually very smart, thank you.
Yeah, true, okay.
Even smarter than Albert Einstein.
I doubt that one.
Nah, it's true. They did an IQ test, and she has a higher IQ than him.
I'm gonna need to see that, but we'll talk about that after the session.
I'm kidding. I'm 100% kidding.
But anyways, Lumagrax's riddle of Carter of jumping forward on his thing, Hragni picking up a bounty for the Bloody Fog. Did any other major storyline stuff happen? I'm gonna give you guys minor points because you saw another artifact in the world. The bow you saw.
Oh, you're asking what kills people.
Yeah. what's her Pax laying out your guys' entire storyline again for you. I'm going to give you minor EXP for that, of just, you guys actually listening to her. And I think that's everything major that happened tonight. Did I miss anything?
Oh, we killed Drayla Madison suddenly.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's actually not Drayla Madison in Group D. In Group D's session, that was his twin brother, Kraylin Gaddison.
Yeah, good luck with that one.
He didn't say it didn't happen, so it happened.
I feel like I revealed one more thing tonight, and I don't remember what it was.
He came on to me.
Yeah, that too. I'm gonna give you guys 400 for each major event, 1,200 experience for tonight, and then 50 for each minor one. So 1,450 experience for tonight.
1450. I gotta do maths now.
Alright, I'm gonna... Oh, your guys' next session is going to be on not the 2nd of next month, but on the 9th of next month. The other thing, the other question I had for you guys, and we can discuss this off stream,